Hey guys, I'm Jen Cooper from the Canon Collective. The PowerShot SX70 HS is the ultimate super zoom camera for your next holiday. In this video, I'm going to take a close look at some of the key features so you can get to know your new camera. So let's get started. One of the first things that I notice when I pick up this camera is the grip. It is such a comfortable camera to hold. And I notice it's really easy to control the zoom lever just here, the shutter button to take the photo, and also this control dial here to change the settings. Really comfortable little camera. Behind this control dial, you'll notice the Wi-Fi. Below that, you have the on and off switch to turn the camera on. And then we have the mode dial here. Moving up from the automatic settings, you'll notice you have a few more options here. P for program, TV to control your shutter speed, AV to control your depth of field and aperture, M for manual, so you can have full control over the camera. But also one of the things that I love about my digital SLR, I now have C1 and C2 in this great camera. These modes are fantastic for when you want to program in some of the key features that you use. For example, if you're taking photos of waterfalls, you might like to set a longer shutter speed, a particular aperture and ISO, and save those into C1 and C2. So really nice to see this addition in the SX70 HS. Below the automatic mode, you'll notice a couple of new modes here. One of them that I love is the panoramic mode. Fantastic for those long sweeping panoramic, but also really useful for turning the camera sideways and doing vertical panoramic photos as well. You have the sports mode, the little running man symbol, scene, which will allow you to select a variety of different scene modes to suit your subject, handheld night scene, fireworks, self-portrait, smooth skin, and food. At the very bottom of the mode dial, you'll notice the video mode. Now, this camera does record 4K video, which is really fantastic. To do that, you must make sure the mode dial is switched around to the little video mode before you press the red button here to start and stop your recording. On the back of the camera, you'll have the exposure lock button and the AF point selector. Here, the information button allows you to scroll through and decide how much information you want to view on the back of your screen while shooting. The main control dial at the back here, you have a few options to select from. The top plus and minus is your exposure compensation. This will quickly allow you to adjust the photo to be brighter or darker depending on your scene. On the right hand side, you have the flash control. Quickly decide whether that needs to be on or off. Down the bottom is the trash can, so when you're reviewing your photos, you can delete them if needed. On the left hand side is the macro and manual function button. And in the middle is your Q and set. So when I press the Q button, I can quickly navigate through my shooting modes on the back of the screen. Down the bottom here is our playback button, playback to review the photos that you've taken, and next to it is the menu button. When we press the menu, you'll notice the red camera menu is for your shooting settings. Moving across, you go into the blue for the playback menu, and the yellow for the function and settings menu. The green menu will allow you to customize your favorite menu options into this section here. On the side of the camera, you'll notice that you have the remote switch, the USB, and the HDMI ports just under this little cover here. On the other side of the camera, you have the mic input for attaching an external microphone, which is perfect for video mode. To manually open the flash, simply lift it up from the top here. One of the really great things that I love about this camera, as it shoots in 4K video, I actually have an additional slow zoom control on the side of the lens right here. So when I put my camera around into movie mode, as I record, I can really slowly zoom in on my subject, and again, zooming out, which just has a really professional look and feel about the video quality. On the side of the camera, you have the zooming frame assist button and the zooming frame lock. These buttons are fantastic to help you to compose your scenes while using super zoom and to help you activate that IS and really hold your subject still in the center of the frame while using this great super zoom. On the back of the camera, you have the varied angle LCD screen. This is really useful to pack it away so it's nice and safe in your bag, and it also helps you to change up your angle so you can shoot from different perspectives. Above the screen, you have the electronic viewfinder. Now this will automatically switch from the LCD to the EVF as you bring it up to your eye. As I mentioned, this is a super zoom camera, having 65 times optical zoom with 5 stops of image stabilizer is just fantastic in a camera this size. It has a wide angle of 21mm and a zoom equivalent to 1365mm. That is just huge in a little camera like this. So 65 times optical zoom with 5 stops image stabilizer. One of the features you might like to explore on your next holiday is video time-lapse. This camera has the feature to shoot and process the time-lapse for you in camera, which is really just so simple. To do it, make sure that you have your camera selected onto the movie mode on the top mode dial, and then press the menu button to navigate down to the time-lapse movie mode. Within this menu here, you'll notice that you have 3 different shooting modes. So you can pick the one that best suits your scene. Below that, you need to set the intervals and the amount of photos that you want the camera to take. So here, I want it to take a photo every 3 seconds, which is the interval, and the number of shots I'm going to select is 300. So this is telling me from just under 15 minutes of shooting, I will get a 12-second video clip. And you can see that just down here. Some of the other options that you have within the video time-lapse is to automatically adjust the exposure for every individual frame, or you can lock it in on the first frame. Now, once you've got that set and you're ready to go, simply set the camera up somewhere safe and start your video recording. When I travel, I often take photos of the beautiful landscapes that I see. To do this, I set the camera into AV mode and I select an aperture around f8 to f11 to get the most amount of depth of field. The other feature that I love to use in this camera is the electronic level. To activate it, simply press the info button until you see it pop up on the screen. You'll notice the histogram is also there, which is really helpful to make sure that you're balancing your exposure well. This is really useful to make sure that you get those horizons nice and straight. The SX70 HS is a perfect super zoom camera, which is really ideal for photographing wildlife. If I was shooting wildlife, I'd put it into TV mode and select a fast shutter speed. Something around 1/1000th of a second is fast enough to capture those really quick moving subjects. Another mode that you might like to set is continuous shooting mode. To do so, simply press the Q button on the back of the camera and navigate down to your drive mode. Move across from the single shooting to high-speed continuous, which will activate that really fast frame rate, allowing you to capture all of the action. On the bottom of the camera is where you'll find the battery compartment and the SD card slot. I hope this video has helped you get to know your PowerShot SX70 HS a little bit better. So make sure you pack it on your next trip and capture those unexpected moments.